Told over the course of a number of years, we follow a couple from their early days of just meeting up all the way to the climax where one of them is struggling with cancer. Film fans of YouTube, hello, welcome back to the channel. I am Josh, your movie apprentice. Apologies in advance, I have a bit of a cold right now, but we are going to be looking at We Live in Time, directed by John Crowley, starring the talents of Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh, and Lee Braithwaite. This is a movie that I was missing at the London Film Festival. Didn't manage to book in on time, so I finally caught it last week at an unlimited screening. If you like what's seeing on the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more video reviews like this coming all the time. Without further ado, let's jump right into this. We Live in Time can best be described as two very attractive people acting their absolute socks off. Both Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh deliver awards-worthy performances in this. Though I will say I give the slight edge to Florence Pugh, as there is a lot more that she has to work with in this, and there are so many ranges of emotions, and the relationship between the two felt natural. These two had amazing chemistry together, and it needed to have that chemistry, because if it did not, this film would not work on an emotional level that it does without good chemistry between our two lead characters in this. Andrew Garfield's character is very much a shy, awkward fellow, but he's very matter of fact about what he wants, whereas Florence Pugh's character is more career driven and more focused on just living their life. So it's nice to see these two contrasting personalities that get on so well eventually come together and form this very strong relationship. Honestly, I can't understate these performances enough. There is a lot of emoting that goes on in this, and there are some really strong scenes that convey so much with no dialogue, just expressions and reactions to the situation around them. Their exchanges between each other just feel very natural. It feels like a very natural, realistic couple that go through all the highs and lows of a relationship, and they struggle in a way that doesn't feel over dramatic or dramatized. It feels very fluid and very natural. I also like this film show me part of the world that I was not completely aware of. Florence Pugh's character is a chef that owns her own restaurant in this, and one of her phrases is she wants to take part in this culinary Olympics while she is battling cancer. And I looked it up. This is a very real thing that exists, and the film goes out of its way to be as accurate as possible, right down to the time limit the chefs have and the two dishes they have to cook. And those that are aware of it will get a kick out of what is being depicted, and it's like a window into the world is being opened to a wider audience. That is something I'll always appreciate in a film, where they bring in stuff that has its niche but will open the doors to a wider audience. This plot thread coincides with another plot thread, and that's where one of my few flaws of the film comes, is the fact that the film builds on a secret being kept by one of the characters to the other. When you really think about it, you had to wonder what their plan was, because eventually the secret was always going to come out one way or the other. And if it got to the very last minute, what would the plan have been? How would that have affected the relationship? I thought it was a really interesting side quest, but it didn't make sense when you're really thinking about what is there to play off of. Obviously, I've praised Pugh's performance, but taking him away from Andrew Garfield, he is so good in this. He's just an awkward gentleman, and he's always quite reserved with his emotions. Like, he never screams, he never shouts. Even their arguments, it feels like a very blunt discussion as opposed to a shouting match that you would expect from most Hollywood movies. Even the moment where he is clearly about to hit the roof, he manages to contain himself, and the way Andrew Garfield performs this particular scene is absolutely incredible. There is so much understanding in how these two actors are reacting to each other's words in this. It's just a demonstration of the art of acting, this film, and I would not be surprised if both of these performers get a nomination. Probably won't win because there have been some knockout performances this year, but these two are both future Oscar winners when it comes to acting. Mark my words, it is almost a given. It's just a matter of when that will happen. I will say one of the weaker elements of the film is the constant cutting in between time. It has that sort of Little Woman effect where there's a constant back and forth in between time. The film is a bit hard to follow in the early stages. Eventually, it does stick to a pattern, so you can kind of figure out what period of the relationship they are in when we cut between different scenes. But the early stages, while it's establishing which order these different areas come in, it becomes a little difficult to follow, but this does not detract from the film too much, as the film quickly establishes what era that this time period is supposed to be in within a couple of minutes of it cutting to that particular period. So it's not an outright negative for me, but it's something that will take a little bit of getting used to, especially when you're watching it for the first time. I will say as well, Lee Braithwaite is great as the subordinate to Florence Pugh's character in the kitchen. She is brilliant in this, like absolutely incredible, just the dynamic that they have for each other and how they almost act as a vessel, a conduit of reaction from a third party when Florence Pugh's character is struggling with the cancer treatment. I liked that dynamic. It added a new angle for the film to approach outside of the core couple and relationship we've seen built throughout this movie. Even the moments with the child they have, it is something that isn't shown too much of, but whenever it is shown, it does feel like this is a genuine family. And I love the little rhymes and repeats that happen throughout the film. And I do like the way the film goes out of its way to avoid the stereotypical cliches of some Hollywood movies while still telling a very familiar story because you know where it's going to go. But I like the path they took was a scenic route that felt a lot more fluid and a lot more natural than most romantic movies do. Before I get into my grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, click that like button and subscribe for more video reviews that's coming all the time. But without further ado, let's grade this. We Live in Time is a romantic movie with two very attractive people, both showing their absolute best skills when it comes to acting. Everything from their vocal performances to their reactionary performances to their expressiveness when they are acting off each other is so well done, and the relationship feels so natural and so fluid. It is a tragic movie. It will both make you laugh and cry in almost back-to-back scenes at times. And I loved the way the film approached it from a script perspective. There is a fantastic scene that is the second film now that has accurately depicted the pure chaos of giving birth, which I thought was a very nice sequence, probably my favorite sequence in the whole movie. But I liked how it avoided anything melodramatic and stuck with a bittersweet element. And those are my kind of films. I love a film that has a bittersweet element to it. And We Live in Time has that in spades. So I'm going to have to say that for me, We Live in Time is a good tea. So We Live in Time, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Coming up on the channel, hopefully the silence goes away because I have my next video essay written. I just need to record it. But at the moment, I can't record for more than 10 minutes at a time without my throat literally dying on me. So hopefully that should be out within the next week. And I'm working on my end of the year cinema celebration / movie mashup, which I can't wait to bring to you. And obviously we have a few last minute films to get to for the year. Sonic 3 and War of the Hearing are top of my priority list right now. And until next time, everybody, my name is Josh, I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.